Hey everyone, it's Miss Ashley, and I have a question for you guys. Do you know what a billboard and a flower garden have in common? Let's think about it for a minute. A billboard and a flower garden. Well, they are both advertisements. So billboards are advertisements for people. They get us to maybe buy something or travel somewhere, whereas flowers are advertisements for some of our pollinating animals, so some of our insects and maybe our hummingbirds. So the different colors, the different shapes, the different smells, those all play a factor into getting those animals to come visit this flower. Buried deep within the flower is nectar, or a sugary liquid, and so this flower is attracting those insects in so that they can drink this nectar that they use as food. However, when the animal goes to drink the nectar, they also get some pollen on their body. And then when they travel to a different flower, that pollen falls off onto the new flower, and that pollen eventually helps create new seeds, which then turn into new plants. So it's very important that our flowers attract in our pollinating animals. So in today's activity, and you guys can do this at home if you want, we are going to become botanists, or scientists that study plants, and we are going to dissect this flower to learn more about all the different parts of the flower and to learn more about all the functions that these parts serve. We're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off all the leaves first. So we'll put the leaves in my leaf category over here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just take off the flower head with my knife. Here we go. And then I'll cut off a little bit of the stem so we can put it in our diagram here. All right, and now I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer so we can get a better view of this flower. So we're going to first start off by taking off all these petals. So like I said before, petals are what's going to attract, or part of what's going to attract our pollinators. So different colors, different shapes. That's all going to attract our animals. All right, so now that we've broken off our petals, we can get kind of a better look at what's going on inside the flower. So we see these long pieces right here that have these kind of little, maybe they look kind of like boats on the ends here. These are called our stamens, and these are actually the male part of the flower. So some flowers have all male parts, some flowers have all female parts, and some flowers have both. So this lily here has male and female parts. So this stamen that we have here can be broken into two different sections. So this top part is called the anther, and that contains the pollen, and that's where the pollen is produced. And remember, the pollen has to be transferred to another lily in order for the flower to create seeds. And then this part here is called a filament, and it's just what holds the anther up. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off all of our stamens and stick them over here. All right, so next in the middle here, this is the female part of the flower. So this is called a pistil, and the pistil is made up of three different sections. So this top part is called the stigma, and it's kind of sticky. If you touch it, it feels a little sticky. And this is the part that's going to trap the pollen. So imagine that a bee goes and gets nectar, and this pollen will stick to the bee. Then when the bee goes to the next flower, it'll stick to this stigma part because this is sticky on the top. As we travel further down the pistil, this part right here is called the style, and this is a tube-like structure that's going to hold the stigma up so that it's easier access for it to get pollen from the pollinators' bodies. And then the bottom part right here, this is actually the ovary of the flower, the ovary of the plant. So if the flower gets pollen, I said that pollen can be used to make a seed. So what happens is it travels down this style, it goes into the ovary, and then the ovary will grow around it. And so this is what will actually become a fruit in our plants that have fruits. And then the seeds will be inside the fruit. So I'm gonna put that all in the pistil right here. And then if you happen to be dissecting and you find some other parts of your flower, because maybe you don't use a lily, that's where you can stick them in the other section, and then you can do some maybe research to find out what are some more parts of a flower. So now that you know all the different parts of this flower, you can go ahead and dissect your own flower. It could be a lot of fun too to try to dissect different types of flowers and to compare and contrast the different stamens that you might see, the different pistils you might see, the different petals, the different leaves. So have fun with this, and I hope you guys enjoy learning more about the different parts of a flower. Thanks for watching.